The week leading into GoFest Global is going to be a fun time. So there's a lot of things going down during this week, but most importantly, we have raid battles. So we're going to cover all of the top tips, 100% IVs, how to counter these Pokemon to get you guys the most amount of XL candy and hopefully get 100% IVs, Shundos, and potentially some rare backgrounds in this and more. So let's get into the details. Welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go. Day number 1 is already complete, and that was going to be Guzzlord. On day 2, we do have Nihilego that's going from Tuesday at 10 a.m. local time all the way until Wednesday at 10 a.m. local time. And on that time, guys, we then have the Celesteela and the Kartana taking over. So we're going to go over the top tips for this one and the strategies here. And just as a reminder, guys, if we do complete 30 million raids, which is looking like it's going to be done as of right now when I'm making this video, there is already 14 million, so already halfway through, we are going to be getting party power being charged faster, which means when you are in a party, you're going to take down those raids quicker, and we are going to be getting beast balls when catching these ultra beasts this weekend. And then there's going to be the inbound space where you're going to get an encounter with each of the ultra beasts. Please make sure to do that. Also, guys, if you do want my infographic for all these 100% IVs, including this weekend, please check it out here. You can also go on twitter.com/thetrainerclub with 2 B's and download it for yourself. It's going to be super useful and definitely something that you guys want to integrate as your lock screen. And just a reminder, guys, we have the GoFest early extravaganza that's coming to the game. So if you guys do open your gifts from friends and get 7-kilometer eggs, meaning you have to have one of the 9 at least spaces open to be able to get it. Guys, my preference here is that yes, I do think that you can get good stuff out of eggs on occasion. However, for the most part, I usually don't see myself getting too much great stuff coming from eggs. However, if you want to do this, please do so. However, this is going to come with a $14.99 GoFest Global ticket because we're going to get early access to Shiny Jangmo-o. So if you do happen to have a 7-kilometer egg and you are feeling lucky, this is a great time for you guys. You're gonna get half incubator distance. You're gonna be able to open 40 gifts per day, which is going to seemingly be, from what I've seen, almost 1-for-1 drop rate for these 7-kilometer eggs. And it is said that there's gonna be increased shiny chances. So every day you should be able to hatch 40 eggs if it's something that you want. And in these eggs, you're gonna get Ducklet, Emoga, Crabrawler, Jangmo-o, Corsola, Badoo, Maractus. The only non-shiny in here, Volibite, Rockruff, and Larvesta. And if we do check out the rarity of this egg pool, guys, it looks like the Ducklet, the Emoga, the Crabrawler, and the Jangmo-o are going to be the most common. The second rarest ones are going to be the Badoo, Maractus, Corsola, Rockruff, and then also the Volibite. And then the rarest ones are going to be the alternate form of the Rockruff and the Larvesta. So man, if you guys do get something good from here, please tag me on Twitter at the Trainer Club with 2 B's. I would love to see your guys' wins from these egg hatches because I will be hatching some eggs. I don't know about doing 40 per day, but today is the last day for the Tuesday grind, which is spawning the Staryu and the Shelder. So I'm going to be out there grinding for some Stardust. I'm trying to make a big push for that 10 million, guys, so I can make that video maxing out a ton of Pokemon, not just for you guys, but also for me too. I've been wanting to max out quite a bit of these Pokemon for a while. And as far as the 100% IVs of the 3 Pokemon that I'm going to recommend that you guys remember here is 553 for the Jangmo-o coming out of eggs. For the Larvesta, it's 855, and for the Rockruff, it is 543. All right, guys, so that's all you need to know about those eggs. If you guys did get the GoFest Global or you're planning on it, please do so now to take full advantage of this if you like to hatch eggs. And the half incubator distance, even if you don't like to hatch eggs and you plan to buy it, you might as well utilize it because you can walk half the distance for any of these eggs. Even if you're like, I don't really care about hatching 40 of these eggs, I hear you here. I'm not the biggest fan of hatching eggs, but what you could do is you could just walk one at a time or have your infinite running and a regular incubator running and just hatch 2 eggs and maybe get lucky. There's nothing wrong with, you know, doing a little bit of like that if you're gonna hatch all of them and not get and become resentful. So that's a great strategy here. Before we get into the raid battles, guys, just as a reminder, this week we are getting 20 remote raids each and every day as an increased limit, and then this weekend is going to be unlimited remote raids, so we're probably going to be doing some live streams here. All right, so now on to the raid battles like we talked about. So we do have the Celesteela and we also have the Kartana. Kartana in the northern hemisphere and Celesteela in the southern hemisphere. And the weakness for the Celesteela is going to be electric as well as fire, so only 2 weaknesses here because of its typing. 100% IVs is going to be 1772, and then weather boosted in snowy weather as well as windy weather at 2216 at level 25. And the top counters are going to be the Mega Charizard, Mega Blaziken in spot number 2, and then we are going to have the Reshiram with Fire Fang and Fusion Flare in spot number 3. As far as a budget counter, we have Thundershock and Wild Charge on the Shadow Electivire. You could also use the regular Electivire. There's the Therian form Thundurus. You have Xurkitree and other counters here as well. But please make sure to go out there and do these Pokemon if you want. And for everybody in the northern hemisphere, we have the Kartana. Kartana is going to be a Steel and a Grass type Pokemon, making it double weak to fire. And the 100% IV under all the conditions but 2, it's going to be 2101, or in sunny weather or in snowy weather, it's going to be 2626 at level 25. The top counters for Kartana is going to be Mega Charizard in spot 1, Mega Blaziken in spot 2, Reshiram with Fire Fang and Fusion Flare in spot 3. Then you have a couple Shadow Pokemon with the Darmanitan and the Chandelure. Then if you look down, you can see the Heatran and the Blacephalon. And if you guys do want some budget counters, please make sure to use a Darmanitan. You could use Charizard, Blaziken, or more. Which then leads us into Thursday. Okay, so for Thursday, it's one of my least favorite times because we have the Blacephalon, which is going to be in the Western Hemisphere, and then we have the Stakataka, which is going to be in the Eastern Hemisphere. It's not that I don't like these Pokemon, it's more so that these Pokemon don't have shinies. And so for that reason, I'm not really a big fan of here. However, just as a reminder, guys, each and every day during these times, we have a raid hour from 6 to 7 that you guys can capitalize. And if you do buy that ticket for $5.99, you're getting an extra 5,000 XP per raid battle, so it can be quite lucrative to help you get XP here. Plus 2 times Stardust for completing raids. You are also going to be getting an additional candy, an additional XL candy, and a free raid battle pass every single day. And all the while, for the entire research, you are getting an additional 5 XL candy for each of these Pokemon for completing 1, 2, 3, all the way through 10 raids. And if you think about it, you're like, well, that's not really that much. But guys, think about it. For one raid battle, you're getting approximately that much XL candy for a remote raid if you have the right Mega paired up, and then you get the boost. So guys, it is pretty worth it here. And for all those additional bonuses, I think personally the bonuses make it work. And then we have the Blacephalon. That's going to be Ghost as well as Fire. So it's going to be weak to Dark, Ghost, Ground, Rock, as well as Water. And the 100% IV is going to be 1884 or weather boosted in foggy weather or sunny weather to 2355. For the Blacephalon, top spots are going to be Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon in spot 1 and 2. Then you have the Shadow Tyranitar in spot number 4. And if you guys do want a budget counter here, you can use the regular Tyranitar, you could use the Garchomp, you could use the Rhyperior, or the Swampert. Which then leads us to the Stakataka. Stakataka is going to be Rock and Steel. It's going to be double weak to Fire and Ground and single weak to Water. The 100% IVs are going to be 1882, or it's going to be boosted in partly cloudy weather or snowy weather to 2353 at level 25. And to take down the Stakataka, we have the Primal Groudon with Mudshot and Precipice Blades. The Shadow Groudon, we have the Mega Heracross with Counter Close Combat. Then we're going to have the Mega Garchomp with Mudshot and Earth Power, followed by Mega Blaziken. And then we have the Double Kick and the Sacred Sword on the regular Terrakion. And Mud Slap and Scorching Sands on the Shadow Excadrill. And guys, just a reminder, you can use the regular Excadrill as well as the Dynamic Punch and Counter on the Machamp, which you can also use the regular one. As well as Shadow Gardevoir, and you can also once again use the regular ones. There is Keldeo as well as the Therian form of the Landorus. Which then leads us to our final Pokemon. Okay, so these are the Pokemon from Sendai to Madrid to GoFest New York City. All the GoFests combined, we're going to have the brand new shinies, which is going to be Buzzwole, Xurkitree, as well as Pheromosa. So I did get the Buzzwole shiny, which is the American shiny. I did not get the Pheromosa, which is going to be taking place in Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Asia. And I'm not really so sure that I'm ready to go and raid for that Pokemon. And then we have the Xurkitree, which is in the Asia Pacific region. Buzzwole is going to be a fighting and a bug type Pokemon. This one is going to be double weak to flying, making it extremely vulnerable. The 100% IVs will be 1977 or 2472 weather boosted under rainy weather or cloudy weather. For the Buzzwole, obviously we have the Mega Rayquaza and the Shadow Rayquaza in 1 and 2 with Air Slash and Dragon Ascent. Then you have the regular Rayquaza in spot number 3. You have a couple of Shadow Pokemon sitting in here. And if you do want some budget counters, you can use a regular Salamence, which would be Fire Fang and Fly. Which then leads us into the Pheromosa counters. This one is going to be double weak to flying, single weak to fairy, fire, as well as psychic. The 100% IVs will be 1624 or boosted in cloudy weather as well as rainy weather to level 25 at 2030. Air Slash and Dragon Ascent, Mega Rayquaza number 1, Air Slash, Dragon Ascent in counter spot number 2 for Shadow Rayquaza, and regular Rayquaza in spot number 3. Wing Attack, Sky Attack on the Shadow Moltres, followed by the Fire Fang and Fly on the Shadow Salamence. And just as a reminder, guys, you can use the regular Salamence as well as a counter here. Then we have the Mega Salamence, we have the Enamorus, we have Mega Pidgeot, Yveltal, as well as regular Moltres here. And then finally, for the Asia Pacific region, guys, we are going to be getting Xurkitree. This one is going to be a ground weakness Pokemon because it is only an electric typing. The 100% IVs will be 2249 under every condition but Rainy Weather, which is going to boost it all the way to level 25 at 2812. And yes, the shiny is out. It does go from the black into the blue. Man, this shiny is fantastic. I hope to be able to get this one. We are definitely going to be doing some remote raids together on live stream, so I can't wait to see you guys out there. As far as the top counters, we're going to have the Primal Groudon in spot number 1 with Mudshot and Precipice Blades, the Shadow in spot number 2, Shadow Excadrill in spot number 3. Then we are going to be getting the Mega Garchomp in spot 4, the Shadow Garchomp in spot 5, and the Shadow Mamoswine with High Horsepower in spot number 6. In spot 7, we're going to get the Landorus in the Therian form. In spot 8, we are going to be getting the Groudon. And in spot 9, 10, and 11, we have the Excadrill, the Mamoswine, and the Garchomp, and those are all going to be the regular budget counters there. So as far as the Megas go, guys, let's try to help you out here. For the Celesteela and the Kartana, using a Steel-type Mega is going to work out well for you guys. So our options are going to be Aggron. We can also have ourselves the Scizor, as well as the Steelix. So all of these Pokemon, none are going to be too great at taking down this Pokemon, so using whichever matches up for this day is going to be best for you guys. Which then leads us into the Thursday. For this one here, guys, you are going to have to use 2 different types of Megas. If you wanted to use the Primal Groudon, that will boost the Blacephalon and be effective against the Stakataka. However, if you're going against the Stakataka, you're looking at Rock and Steel types. You have the Diancie, you have the Tyranitar, you have the Aerodactyl. Steel will remain the same that we just talked about, which is going to be the Aggron, the Scizor, as well as the Steelix. We have Gengar, Sableye, as well as Banette for the Ghost. And for Fire, we have Charizard, we have Blaziken, we have the Houndoom, and then we also have the Primal Groudon. And on Friday, that makes this one particularly easy, guys, because the Primal Kyogre is going to cover the Buzzwole, Pheromosa, as well as Xurkitree being electric. So there is no need to look beyond that, guys. That is going to be everything that you need to know about the week leading up. I know there's a lot of information going on. The egg hatches are fantastic if you guys are into that. And most importantly, enjoy the bonuses and enjoy your grind. So thank you guys for being here as always. Love and appreciate you guys as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscribe to Epic 2X. I want to see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.